Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 55 of Rannoch, our vanilla Boreal build. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I've actually just been exploring the very early BRT system we set up when Rannoch first started, which is just getting a steady amount of use now. It's really fun to see something like this embedded into the city now, with everything built around it. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to explore. Maybe we'll do a first-person tour here one day where someone actually takes this into the city centre. Isn't that a wonderful view from here? Yes, please, everyone. Obviously, the way not to get distracted from today's project, we're heading back to the airport today, over the straits and far away to the entrance over here. I'd like to use some more hotels DLC stuff to continue building out what is empty space by the highway, and having recently used Newcastle Airport, I actually left there feeling very inspired by some of the long stay car park and bus configurations that lie on the edges of the actual terminal space. And we have plenty of these spaces around the Bad Wolf Airport. So essentially kind of another airport expansion today. And I want to get started with this right here. So I think I want to repurpose this entrance into another node. We're going to move it around because this entrance by the metro on the corner, on the couplet, is where I want to place today's key asset. Now, I'm not quite sure how we're going to actually plug this in. Let's have a little look at it. So it's going to be the design hotel. And I pretty much want it aligned straight with that road there, right? It's going to sit as very much part of this waterfront here. So let's bring out our road and we'll come no guideline. It's quite a wide asset, so let's give it time to breathe. Something like that I think should be okay. Will we centralize on the road? Yes, it will, of course. Fantastic. I think I might even go a touch fancier with the tourism road there, maybe. One of these. Yeah, I think that's perfect. And then definitely a fancy tree here. Quite tropical while we're in the tourism vibes. We don't often see the date palms. Palms and pine are such a clash though, aren't they? Can't do it. I'll have to have it then. Hello people, look at all that. Metro in full swing now. But this asset should sit very nicely just in this area because it's so touristic already. And on the couplet it should just be a pretty impressive asset too if we were to drop ourselves, say, into these plaza spaces over here. I think it sits very nicely, doesn't it? And also across the strait. Super big, almost probably one of the most obnoxious assets in the game, this hotel actually. It's a bit ridiculous. It's very Dr. Evil, isn't it? But I really like it. It's very cool. Brilliant. So with that there, we need to allow space for our road to come back. Now we're going to go quite tight here, I think, against the highway. I think in hindsight, this is just going to cut too much into the land I want to use. So I think it might actually move the bridge a bit further down the highway. Back, and then we can landscape what is a very harsh entrance now with the different rocks and flower formations just to decorate it up, but just reclaim a bit more space for our hotel here as well. And so in terms of the grounds around this, I'd like to include a number of assets alongside it, I think. Let's give our hotel complex some car parking. We'll wrap a road around the edge here, and this will be the only car road in the complex now. After this, we're going to move to pedestrian. Everything out this side will be a pedestrian road, and we can develop some more nightlife, tourism. Maybe another hotel. Is there anything that would be suitable? We have a few of them around here, don't we? Wouldn't mind one of these as well, maybe. Maybe something to sit over this side, perhaps. You won't be too out of place here, will you? No, not at all. I think maybe more over this side, though. Likely maybe reclaim a bit of the suburb here. Maybe everything to the left of this road here, holding the metro line, can also be redeveloped here into much more significant tourism hotel facility, I think. should connect in there. Of course not. The pillar's in the way. I can always move the pillar out, but we'll just bring that through so we know that's going to happen. There's definitely space for airport apron to be included out here. And I think we can get quite clever with the positioning of a community pool asset here as well. So let's see what happens. Do you collide? Of course you do. You always collide when I need you not to collide the most. Yeah, we can just about make that work, I think. So I'll try and change the shape of the concrete here. Don't want to get too close to the highway, of course. Something like that. And now if we grab the community pool asset, which is in our healthcare stuff. Don't mind it here. Is this real visual really of what we're trying to create, isn't it? That's what we want today. Pools, hotel rooms, balconies. That's love the bird laying the egg. That's actually how I was born, isn't it? Right there. So I'm going to create a new district here. Just runs up against the couplet. And then we're going to make this one tourism specifically. And then Aston Park will become tourism. So I like the pool here. I think we can probably be a bit more clever with its orientation there. Let's bring in a pedestrian road. Okay, there. We're going to place and delete this one twice so we can have my community pool here. And then can we get away with just having a brief connection there? We can, but that's not the road I want to use though. There we go. Yeah, we'll worry about pedestrian area in a second. But I think I can get away with that there. Certainly don't want exposed highway. Let's immediately deal with this. Highway or sound barrier is probably the most appropriate solution here. And then I probably will even go ahead a step further and tree line this too. Let's grab ourselves some oaks. We'll do 15 meters apart. And then let's just say not too close. That's 15 is a bit much actually, isn't it? Let's maybe do... Already that's so much better, isn't it? Not that you really come in here for luxury. Imagine this is just definitely the best place to stay if you're flying into Rannoch. You know, you're not coming on here for holiday. This is very much a airport associated hotel. Which definitely kind of fills that criteria as well, doesn't it? Should look pretty cool actually, you know, as you kind of come out the terminal, because we've already got a lot of glass over here with the science centre. Let's bring that road in now. So by bringing the pedestrian area through the hotel here, so the tourism zone in, especially the smaller ones, will generate some quite interesting configurations. So I'm just going to do a lot of different random ones here and see what spawns in. Very likely refine it down to just a few of the assets. Again here, I really do not want exposed highway road, so I am going to sacrifice some fencing for that. I'm going to go with the suburban one, I think. Fortunately, there's no one-way road or one-lane road with sound barrier for highways. So our own fence work will suffice for this one. So I certainly don't mind this one here. I think that's actually a very nice orientation up against the highway there. We're quite happy to see that stay. So let's also address our service point now. I think we can have a lot of fun with this up against the highway. Now let's bring down a road. We'll probably go industrial. Associate it with the theme. And we can give this... We'll give this an exit from the airport road. Bring that down. Recently saw one of the nicer service points in a city showcase. It's a large cargo one, wasn't it? Which we will need because we've got tourism here. Or do we want to go for the large one? Yeah, it's the large cargo service point, which is a really nice asset. And will also expand very nicely with its industrial detailing, probably all the way up to the highway there. Which will give the highway a really cool drive-by. We actually have something quite similar to this. If we head further down the highway here, you'll see how impactful it can be. Over here, right? So this is just a regular service point with a bit of airport apron and some find-it props at the back. It really just develops it a bit more, doesn't it? Gives you a bit more interest behind the tree line there. This is a bigger version of that same principle there, I think. So I'll be quite happy with that there. Now let's bring off on an angle, and then we'll need... What does the large garbage one look like? Too big for me, that's okay. And then we'll have the other one there. And then I suppose we can just have one larger apron on that side. Let's connect those two industrial yards together, saving some space there. We can make that look a bit overgrown. Even a little bit more industrial fence here. Sorry to get distracted with service point detailing, but it's a lot of fun. Especially with the airport aprons, you can really open it up. And then we'll bring that up to the top, like so. That should look awesome, right? Nice little industrial highway detailing over here. That's going to help service our airport hotels here today. Let's paint out the pedestrian area. Did also mention I'd like some car parking here as well for the hotel. Let's bring that in now to fill this final corner out. Cool. I'm really beginning to enjoy how all the roads and angles are starting to complement each other here. Starting to get a bit of a sense of it now as these public kind of wharves between these large buildings. Really enjoying it. It's a fun part of the city, this one by the airport. Let's look at accommodating that other hotel we wanted to consider as well, but wanted more this side of the resort. We'll do... It's a city hotel, isn't it? You know, I think you'd do pretty perfectly there, wouldn't you? Honestly, just right next to the metro line like that. Possibly even on your side if we can afford it. I reckon we can. Let's have this come straight up from here. I think we'll go for the smaller skin. Something like that one should be fine. So let's see if we can't develop another little hotel complex here, shall we? I think we're going to remove the zoning entirely from the couplet system here, allowing the roads to reclaim it. You will come down. I guess I would like to still continue to use hotels, DLC hotels here. About a little configuration of budget hostels. Do you have a fusible area, I wonder? Actually, I bet you do. I bet we can stick some car parking between them. And then an airport apron. The ultimate combo. That's perfect. We'll have one there as well. I suppose we might as well also have it there, hadn't we? Cool. And then we can turn that into walkable space as well, you know. I think I'm quite convinced just with that little block right there. Okay. Driving past the highway, I guess the arterial that goes past Heathrow last year, kind of realised how much I underplace hotels near airports. Actually, they are just every building is hotel, 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 just all the way down the arterial that runs alongside Heathrow. This nightlife isn't really working out. I'm not a massive fan of how this is looking, really. Yeah, I think we'll go with blocked assets. The zoning isn't really the vibe I want to run with in this particular area, but we tried it. We're getting some more goods issues here as well, aren't we? Is that because we're in Death Wave, maybe? No, we're just missing here. What are you missing? What's falling out of the chain? Glass? Yeah, glass. Glass is short change, doesn't it? Okay, we'll have a look at some glass at some point. There also should be no buildings on the couplet there either. Let's get rid of that. So the second bit I mentioned today was during a recent trip to Newcastle Airport. I was quite enamoured by the sort of parking system, if that's not incredibly sad. But it was really fun. So the way I want to set this up in City Skylines is, so we'll do median roads through here. So I'll bring this down. Now what I want to make is very obvious blocks of our car parking zoning, okay? So you know how to do this. We do blocks of 4x4. And I suppose I wouldn't actually mind it having it under the flight path here. I think that'd be a pretty cool place to park your car, actually. And we can keep this going for as long as we like, okay, in many different configurations. And then through this, we'll have more of it here, which I'm going to mark out with a grass median road. Will be a bus line that runs through all these car parks, back to the main terminal, and then back again. Now in terms of this one, I wouldn't mind building something here actually. I guess I'm just going to delete this road for right now anyway. And then we'll run our car parking from that angle, I think, there. And then we'll have this go out. This can go back to this road on a rough angle is okay as long as it's not too weird. Possibly do a bit here, but then I'll be interfering with these roads. I don't really want to do that. So that should be okay. Let's get the car parking blocks in. Super. And then with our bus tool, we will have it start, let's say here. So let's go this side. Not this way, so it kind of stops at each main car park so people can get on. We can then catch the bus to the terminal where we could do 2 different layers here. I'll tell you what, we're also going to take it off into the town as well. It's going to come by the hotel here, I think. Yes. Yes, this will be nice. It can come stop by the main hotel, and then it can carry on. We go from car park to hotel to terminal. It can stop at both of them, and then come and complete its loop. I don't think we need to do another one, because this is really more an aesthetic bus line, really. I also want... Oh, no, this could be quite cool. I think it was a bendy bus I was on at Newcastle, so I'm going to go with that one. And then we're going to call this the airport terminal shuttle. And make it a fun, sunny, yellowy orange colour. Why not? Super. Do we get a nice little stop on this road here? Just the one. Oh, there's already someone waiting as well. Cool. This should also be a tremendously cool visual too, of mass car parking at the foot of this huge airfield. It's unfortunately turn away. It'd be cool if you flew over us. But no. No, that's fine. No, the aviation police need to go after Colossal Order for pathing the planes like that before they come for me. I think they do. Yeah, look at that, already so popular. Like, I'm really enjoying the fact that it's almost functioning, isn't it? People are coming and parking their cars at the airport. Very nice. Need a little traffic here, maybe. Could do maybe probably stretching out that node a little bit. That's where node controller comes in really handy, you know, things like that. We could put a traffic light system in here, I think. I think we might have to. This is quite busy out here now. Usually we don't struggle too much with the front of our airport terminals, but this one... it is struggling a little bit. I bet you know what it is. Is it access to the ski slopes now? I wonder if that's what's drawing, because there's quite a lot of unique buildings out this way and park assets. So it will draw traffic. I wonder if there's a... there is. Although I'd have to cross a ski slope for that there. Thinking if there's another road here we could allow them to access the ski slopes from, but I'm not sure. These are all ski slopes, so I can't really have roads crossing over them. That will trigger the skiing police. I think that's the possible cause of the traffic there, though. We'll keep our eye on that throughout the detailing, though, and hopefully it will chill out and calm down. We'll wait and see. But otherwise, that feels like a good point for some detailing. There's lots of space to fill here with landscaping between our new park and ride airport facility, plus the whole hotel complex. And we're going to carry on adding more hotels, both plopped and zoned into this space here as well. So we can just have this big... holy crap, look at the airport traffic now. It's just really busy, isn't it? Holy smokes. We'll fix this. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. Traffic light just makes it worse, doesn't it? But either way, just this big, long streak of hotels right by the airport. Should be a lot of fun. But otherwise, let's detail it up. And then we'll be right back. Okay guys, let's have a look around our new highway side hotel district, shall we? The death wave has passed, which is nice, but the most obnoxious asset in the game now sits just so well. Especially the view right here, right, with the metro moving. Yes please everyone, what a wonderful frontage to the airport that's developed with this build today. And the little car parks over here are getting a little bit of use. And people are using the park and ride system too. This also has wonderful views up to the big kind of frontage terminal we've built over the last few episodes or so since we've been working on this south side of the strait. And wonderful views now to be enjoyed. And it's such a subtle little touch that for an airport, kind of a long stay park and ride back to the terminal system, but it's made a ton of difference, hasn't it? It's a really nice complement to the front of the terminal here. You know, you park here for like 2 weeks, and then get the bus to the terminal at 5 AM when it's freezing cold, that sort of vibe. And then this also drops them off at the top of the terminal as well, which is great. There you go. It's all getting used as well. Very tidy indeed. Beyond this, we have lots of overgrowth and rock retaining wall work around our harsher terrain layers where the new road goes under the highway now. And our little service point area has been fully detailed up with props and containers. Sits very nicely against it next to the highway here, doesn't it? A little dual cargo and garbage setup. I really, really like it. Some wonderful layering taking place as well. The bus stops in town here, opposite the metro now instead of the hotel. But still, directly outside of it, which boasts a wonderful view, doesn't it? Really impressive building to add to this side of the city. And then as we come into the grounds, we'll see multiple different hotel complexes with their own grounds demarcated. There's prop and pool work through here using what's available in the vanilla asset pool. And then the pool is also in here. There's a sauna, some more car park, and a slight change of the road hierarchy. Likewise around here as well. There's lots of long stay, holiday airport type parking, right? And the towers are very welcome as well, aren't they? I think it's very weird to bulk zone this stuff because of what they are. So I think smaller, more isolated zonings can be quite nice with the tourism stuff. Especially this asset. I love this one. And then there's a bit more of it all through here. Lots more, again, long stay airport car parking with bus connections back to the terminal. And then, of course, you can also reach the terminal via the metro. And that runs from here as well, which is just wonderful. Played with some of the motels, just kind of some like much more cheaper highway side accommodation, you know, not as nice as the luxury one there. You imagine that's like the Hilton next to the airport, right? And these are the cheaper rooms right next to the highway, the metro station. So there's cheaper motel spaces, and played with spacing them a couple of towers away from the road. And then some different road angles and complementary car parking as well, with a bit of a recycling centre too. As far as using the hotels DLC, I really like how this turned out here, right up against the highway. Looks really nice, doesn't it? And then the same view all the way up to the top there, over the interchange and far away. As I've thoroughly enjoyed adding this little build onto the airport today. This little bit's just sat empty between the waterfront and the terminal. It now feels very natural between merging into the countryside on the ski slopes. And the airport car parking and the new hotel district to complement the airport. Tidy little build. Otherwise, let's thank you all so much again for reaching the end of episode 55 of Rannoch. A massive shout out to the YouTube members and patrons that help support these videos, with a roll call to the wonderful golden patron eggs: Bad Wolf, Blythe, Casino, Louis Adlam, Michael W, Phoenix MD, Spartan Angel, and Wesley Kip. Thank you so much indeed for all of your support, guys. It's endlessly appreciated. Thank you for those still watching and supporting Cities Skylines 1 content. This area of the city today might be one of my favourites in Rannoch. Just the whole approach here up to the big bridge and the highway with all the big infrastructure around it, the port, the stadium, airport, conference centres. A really unique part of the city, this one. We're probably pretty much done around here now. There's not too much more to develop, maybe a couple of live stream spaces. And then we really will be looking for projects to do in Rannoch. And the city is beginning to round out to a close now. If you've any final project requests, get them in the comments below. Otherwise, enjoy the cinematics and I'll shut up and leave it there. Let's thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.